In this section, we will discuss what deadlock is, what are the conditions that cause deadlock arise, and how to address this issue. In multi-threading, a deadlock is a situation where two or more threads are blocked forever. Each thread is waiting for another that is holding resources it needs to progress in its execution. The deadlock is a particular state where no progress in computation is possible because all threads are stuck in cycling dependencies where everyone holds something that somebody else needs, and there's this type of dependency where everyone is basically stuck. Let's analyze this situation in more detail. The situation arises when all the following conditions hold at the same time. The conditions are mutual exclusion, hold and wait, no preemption, and circular wait. Let's analyze them in more detail. Condition 1, mutual exclusion. In this situation, at least one resource is not shareable, meaning that only one thread can access it at any time. If a thread holds a resource, other threads must wait in order to access it, must wait that the thread that holds the resource release it. Second condition, hold and wait. A thread holding at least one resource is requesting another resource that is currently held by another thread. The thread will be blocked until the requested resource is available, but at the same time, it will still hold the resource it already possesses. Condition 3, no preemption. Resources cannot be forcibly taken away from a thread. Only the thread itself can release the resources it holds. This means that if a thread is waiting for a resource held by another thread, it cannot be preempted and forced to release its current resources. Condition 4, circular wait. There exists a circular chain of two or more threads where each thread is waiting for a resource held by the next thread in the chain. This creates a closed loop of dependencies, causing each thread to wait independently. There's an interesting and rich literature on deadlocks and how to manage this situation. In particular, we distinguish between deadlock avoidance and net deadlock prevention. Here, our focus is in providing you some basic tool that you can immediately apply in your programming activities, and as a consequence we focus on the so-called deadlock prevention. As deadlock prevention, we mean a set of methods to ensure that at least one of the necessary conditions for deadlock can never occur. We already know that in order to have a deadlock, all four conditions, mutual exclusion, hold and wait, no preemption, and circular wait, must hold at the same time. Let's try to understand how we can break this vicious deadlock circle. Let's analyze all different conditions. First of all, the so-called mutual exclusion. Well, it's difficult to do anything to avoid the issue that may arise from mutual exclusion, because it's not possible to prevent a deadlock by denying that a resource must be accessed uh, with mutual exclusion. So we cannot work on this side. Let's try to understand if we can do something more on the hold and wait condition. Well, this condition may be prevented by requiring that each process release all resources currently allocated before it can request additional resources. So, hold and wait can be basically avoided if we acquire all resources we need at the same time and release them all at the same time. This is an approach. If we follow this little rule in the design of our threads, well, we avoid the risk of ending up in a deadlock condition. Another condition we may want to address is no preemption. If a process that is holding the same resource requests another resource that it cannot be immediately allocated to, then our software should make the thread to release all resources that is currently allocated. So this is another approach. Some kind of logic may implement it. It's pretty possible. Probably may lead to a more complex implementation, but it's something that we can do. Finally, the circular wait. Well, we should avoid circles. So we should avoid situation where one thread is waiting for the resources allocated to another and the other is waiting for the resources allocated to the first thread. This type of vicious circles should be broken. And this is kind of simple, as this condition can be prevented by defining a total order of all resources and requiring that each process request resources in an increasing, or if you prefer, decreasing order. So basically, if you have to access resource 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have to access these resources in this order. You can ask for resource 1, then resource 3, resource 4, but now you cannot ask for resource 2. Why? Because this could lead to a circular wait. If we follow this very simple policy in resource acquisition, we can avoid deadlock. This is a very popular approach in software development. So these are very simple techniques and may avoid very complex issues to deal with. In this section, in this very short session, we discuss what a deadlock condition is and how we may prevent it.